we are no longer in a place where we will wait for someone to rescue us. We will not wait. We will not even ask for someone to come and write the big check. If we get in trouble, if we can't pay the bills, you know what? It's all our problem. It's no one person. It's not my problem. It's all of our problem. And the only strength this church will have is the faithfulness of all its members. Remember the old lady who came to the temple. Jesus, I imagine Jesus has been sitting opposite the offering box all day. And people are coming by and dropping their offerings into the temple. And they go take their $10 bill, they change it into quarters. So when they put it in, it makes a lot of noise. And the more noise your offering makes, the bigger it must be. Well, Jesus has been sitting and watching these people. They're just kind of hanging out, watching what's going on. But when does Jesus shut it down and say, did you see that? Pay attention. When the little widow lady walks by and drops 2 pennies. The measure is faithfulness. The measure is faithfulness. And for each one of you, in your resources, in your prayer life, let me tell you what this church needs you most. Your presence. To be here, to be here, to be here. Your presence counts every Sunday. Every time there is a need in this church, your presence is a sign of your faithfulness. Now, is this a blessing or a curse? It's a challenge, that's for sure. But let me show you something that we've got. I just invite you to stand up right where you are. And starting with this, I want you to take a visual survey with me. If you'll start on this corner, we've got street front property, which is extraordinarily valuable. If you'll turn to that corner, you've got what will in the future be a major intersection in Upper Lafayette. You turn, and as you continue to turn, I just want you to look at the green. You see the green? It's all ours. It's ours. It's ours all the way to those houses back there. And as you come around and look over and beyond what remains of our building, and you turn and you come all the way to our neighbors, a church neighbor. Folks, we're standing on a couple $1 million worth of property. And this church at times has struggled to get here, but you know what? We're here. We're here. Have a seat. Have a seat. We are here. And I don't know if the land's a blessing or a curse. What will we make of it? I don't know if the slab is a blessing or a curse, but what will we, with God's help, make of it? I don't know if this congregation sometimes is a blessing or a curse, but what will God make of us? I don't know if I'm a blessing or a curse, but we'll see what God will do with all of us. Our community wants us to build. Our community is cheering us on. There is nothing, the only obstacle, you want to know what the only obstacle is? There are 2. Well, hold on. One is insurance. One is dealing with the insurance. We're going to put prayer warriors on that issue. And the second, it's not money. Miss Gloria's saying money, but it's not money. It's faith. And how we deal with our money is an expression of our faith. And really that is the only hindrance of our vision of the future, is our willingness to step into it. And today we're going to step in big faith. We're going to take big steps. Now, those are our only obstacles. Let me read you a story. I read this story to myself every once in a while just because I need to hear about some people who had some bigger obstacles. In South Africa, there was a governmental way of living in that land, not democracy as we know it, but something called apartheid. Apartheid, which according to the color of your skin, designated which neighborhoods you could live in and where you could travel, where you had to go home to. And even people who lived on property all their lives, when the government began to divide up and say, these kind of people go over here and these kind of people go over there, if you'd lived on it all your life, you had the family deed to it, it really didn't matter. Listen to this story. Mogapa, a village to the west of Johannesburg, was to be demolished and its inhabitants forcefully removed at gunpoint to homeland in apartheid's forced population removal schemes. On the eve of their departure, a vigil of church leaders from all over South Africa was held in Mogapa. The village clinics, shops, schools, and churches had already been demolished. At about midnight, an elder of the doomed village got up to pray, and he prayed a strange prayer that I will never forget. He said, God, thank you for loving us so much. Several years later, apartheid is dead, and the people of Mogapa have returned to their village, which they are rebuilding. God did indeed love them very, very much. God is with us, and that is enough. Let us pray.